For all our people outside, inshaAllah, SMC, Allah bless you, dress you, continue to inspire all the goodness, alhamdulillah, and all the good actions, good deeds, good posts. InshaAllah we can get people to make more of the reels, because that's what social media is calling for, that not just the still images but more people with the ability to post reels and information. Alhamdulillah, the AI has now a fee service based on it, so that anyone who's just requiring a few questions a day, no problem. But those whom are more professional and trying to put in hundreds of questions a day, then it has to be pay and play, so that people want to access it that much, then there's a whole fee service structure now on the AI. And those whom are doing the postings on our behalf and posting, and Ali Aftab is familiar with them, then just email help me that you want a staff account because you're posting on our behalf. Some people I think were asking maybe 100 questions a day, and you know that they charge anywhere $1 per response as a royalty to the servers that are being taken out from, and where they're retrieving the core of this software. So very, very costly to run like that, just asking 100 questions a day for no reason. But alhamdulillah you see the improvement on that is coming out, so that's a whole thing that's been put together. There's a big upgrade in the app, hopefully one day comes out soon inshaAllah. So that should be an amazing improvement in the designs and the flow and the information that's available. So keep your eyes out to see what's new in the app store for the app. InshaAllah should be in the next few days a whole new upgrade for that. So Allah dress everyone, bless everyone, all the people whom are making efforts to feed, to give water. I think Kenya they're going to do at least 110,000 iftars just in Kenya they're trying. So we're well over 10,000 iftaris, and should be to 20 to 30,000 iftar inshaAllah. So alhamdulillah for all those whom are supporting and giving, and those whom are waiting to see what is being done. Those monies have already been sent into different locations to prepare those packages and to prepare those events. So alhamdulillah if you join in and want to participate and sponsor and help. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. InshaAllah if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below, the programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans, Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also be so kind as to leave loving comments, and please share the stream, every bit counts. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Alhamdulillah, then you share in its blessings and its ni'mat. We don't know what difficulties this takes from us, that every time you eat and break your fast, pray for the children and the innocents whom are suffering in this world now, that have no way to break fast. They pray in the rubble, they eat from the dirt, and the shame upon the nation that never reached out to them, never helped them and sold them. May Allah forgive us, and we have no might and no ability, and from what we do have we're responsible to pray for them and keep praying for them, cry for them, and ask that Allah send us righteous servants, and that those righteous servants to control the nation, take the nation and safeguard this nation through its disastrous times inshaAllah. What do we got inshaAllah?
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
See, there's some basic questions about the 5 senses. What are some practical tips for beginners who wish to incorporate the concept of fasting with 5 senses in observance of Ramadan?
InshaAllah, anyone whom is coming new, then we have our meditation book, this book number 1 to get. So many times people are asking, what's the first book to get? Then our moderator should always be posting that, please the first book you get is the Timeless Reality, and this is how to meditate. This is 2 years of questions regarding meditation and how to breathe and meditate through your eyes, through your ears, because it's all a part of the tafakkur, the contemplation courses. So it's a part of the school of contemplation that you have to contemplate, and when you lock yourself and try to open your heart and open your senses, then you have to become hyper aware of your hearing, your seeing. You know that people can't meditate if their eyes are dirty, because all day long they're seeing bad things. As soon as they close their eyes they're playing like a movie of horrific things through their eyes. So meditation was a way of cleaning, tafakkur was a very high level practice, because your eyes have to be clean for you to close them and find peace. So whatever you capture through your eyesight, it's going to play when you close your eyes. So the people whom close their eyes often, they're in the practice of cleaning their heart, because they don't want their eyes to be filled with these visions, that they want to have a sense of peace and to reach towards heavenly serenity, seeing themselves at Rawza Sharif in the presence of Prophet, the presence of the Holy Kaaba and the presence of awliyaullah whom they've trained themselves to be in their presence. That requires a clean vision. So counterintuitive for anyone who wants to meditate and then look at bad things. So the one whom is in a school and under the tarbiyah of a shaykh who teaches tafakkur, then they have to busy themselves cleaning their eyes. If their eyes are not clean, there's no progress, because every time they're just trying to clean their eyes and every 5 minutes they sit. So then that becomes the whole way is based on how to clean the eyes, clean the eyes, clean the eyes. So when they connect, they're immediately in the vision of what they wanted to achieve, not in the vision of horrific things that they feel ashamed that why are they seeing these things. So the tafakkur is the way. That's how the person knows when they're in this reality of tafakkur, they're always fasting with their eyes. Ramadan is a time in which the entire 2 billion people within this nation of Islam can do some of their spiritual practices, because for 30 days you slowed them down. For 30 days they have to do qiyam al-layl, and qiyam al-layl is something all the tariqah has to be doing every night. When Allah ordered that spend the night entirely awake, then that became hard for the nation, and Allah said, spend half the night awake. Then because they complained that this is very hard, then it's okay, then spend 1/3 the night. So qiyam al-layl, night vigil, is a mandatory through Holy Qur'an, but only the tariqahs take it and keep it, and those are few from within the tariqah that do that anymore. So qiyam al-layl is the ability to keep a night vigil, and which you're vigilant at night, contemplating and meditating. That is the whole way, that is the whole siyam with all your senses. Anyone meditating is fasting with their eyes. Then at the same time when they're meditating they're fasting with their ears, because they can't be listening to bad, and when they start to meditate they hear the badness that came through their ears. So they have to play their salawats and the sounds that bring a tranquility to their heart, Qur'an, Holy Qur'an. So it already is a part of the people whom meditate. So it shouldn't be something new because we entered into Ramadan, but as a reminder that don't break your fast. Just like you wouldn't sip water and you wouldn't grab a piece of candy, then don't lose the fast within your eyes and with your ears and with your breath. You start yelling, screaming, don't lose the fast within the senses of the body. So, and isolating oneself so you don't smell something bad and contaminate the breath. All of these then are essential in which Allah to grant the gifts of these different senses. That if Allah find acceptance within the fasting of the eyes, they become Ahlul Basira, in which their eyes become more and more acute within their heart, and Allah begin to allow their heart to see. And this is a great accomplishment, and they become the people of hearing, in which Allah grant them a very acute hearing in which they can hear the coordinates and hear their own reality guiding them and speaking to them, inshaAllah. So these are essential gifts of Ramadan. If we don't teach it and the people don't try to reach it, they'll lose the gift. And Allah is dispensing this gift in Ramadan because this is a month in which it's not based on our actions to achieve. Every other month we have actions we do and we hope that we'll achieve something from those actions, but Allah granted in this month that actually you don't do anything and I will give you what no eyes have seen and no ears have heard. Without intercession of a Prophet or an angel, Allah will grant the gift from His Divinely Presence. So this is the month to catch that. This is the month in which to be generous, this is the month in which to do these actions because Allah's bounty is overflowing in the month of Ramadan. So alhamdulillah, inshaAllah Allah dress everyone and bless everyone with these realities inshaAllah.
It looks like the next question you already answered.
Alhamdulillah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Walaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
Can social media still impact our heart and soul when we are conscious of spiritual practices?
Everything can impact you even if you're conscious. You're conscious of the devil, if you're not vigilant of course he can impact you in an instant. So that's not a safeguard. Being conscious of something is different than fighting something. I'm conscious of the devil but are you trying to fight him? Means you do the practices, you're vigilant to keep something away, keep your anger down, keep your character down. So we're conscious of what Allah has outlined of requirements from us, but are we vigilant in trying to keep them? So that's the difference tariqah is to be faith in action, be vigilant with actions. Not only consciousness of it because consciousness is just something you've been taught. Vigilance means you're actually actively participating and doing it, inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Walaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
Is it important to explore the unseen reality on earth or should we simply believe in its existence?
How to explore it? I don't understand what that is. Whatever we teach is important, otherwise we wouldn't teach it. So the importance to have knowledge and learn is interesting because I was watching the wild zoo-like people who go to the park in London, and in one of their wild yellings they were saying very bad things about the arrival of Imam Mahdi salam. Allah curse be upon the people who talk bad of that reality, and they are cursed people. And the way they were talking as if they had no belief in unseen. That so what do you mean Imam Mahdi comes every year for Hajj, he gets a visa? So what are you talking about? We're supposed to believe in the angels, books, the Day of Judgment. This belief of ours is not a physical belief, it's not based on physical, it's based on spiritual, and that's what's called Iman. So Islam is what people entered, but they think they have iman, faith, but Allah clarifies, no, no, tell these people they have no faith, they merely accepted Islam. So barking dogs seem like all they understood was Islam, but when they talk it's as if the world of iman doesn't even exist. Faith in angels, faith in unseen, faith in destiny, faith means something not tangible but you know it to be true. And when you know something to be true it becomes tangible for you, that's the difference. So it means that when your faith is so strong, that which is unseen Allah brings it to be seen for you. And that's when Sayyidina Ibrahim, and we give that example all the time, Ya Rabbi let me see how you revive the dead, and Allah said, why you don't believe? So, no, no, of course I believe, I want yaqeen and certainty. And then He quartered a bird into 4 sections, and then Allah said, call it now to yourself, and the 4 pieces came together. And as a result he had the certainty of that death is certain and to be revived is certain by izzatullah, by the power of Allah's might and majesty. So anyone whom enters into the world of faith, it's unseen for you, unknown for you. That's the virtue of what faith means. It's not something tangible, but when you believe it enough Allah grants your faith a certainty, yaqeen. As a result of yaqeen, what happens? You see, because Allah opens your heart to see. And the people who make a durood al-sharif, they have an immense reality from the love of Prophet. These are the gifts from the salawats that they make upon Prophet. InshaAllah we go into tomorrow night inshaAllah. So these are the gifts that Allah give to the servants when they make durood al-sharif and they make their praisings upon Prophet. Allah make their faith to be real. So now we have faith, faith will become something visible, tangible when Allah declares to give it certainty. But this secret, its key is related to Prophet. So Prophet said to Sayyidina Umar, Ya Umar, faith is you have to love me more than you love yourself. So the loss of self by gaining the love of Prophet grants you faith, because Prophet is iman. You have no light of that reality. By making durood al-sharif, when the light of Prophet enters the servant's heart and soul, because it's a light that you remember me, Allah sends my light to you, means that Nur Muhammad when it enters the servant in its abundance and flushes out nifaq, flushes out hypocrisy, flushes out the dirtiness, qujal haq. Say when the truth comes, falsehood is perishing, your falsehood is zahukan, doesn't stand a chance in the light of Prophet. So that same ayatul Qur'an, qujal haq, is a reality of durood and salawat. That when you make salawats you're calling the haqq of Allah. It comes into your false light, zahukan, and smashes it. Like your statue of idols, when the light of Prophet comes with durood al-sharif, begin to smash everything within you, within us, smashing it, smashing it, smashing it until the overabundance of Muhammadan light, Nurul Muhammadi That becomes the reality of the hadith that he told to Prophet, that Sayyidina Muhammad said to Sayyidina Umar, "You have to love me more than you love yourself. So let me rid you of yourself, and in its place I will put my light, Nur Muhammadi." So then the direct correlation of salawat to faith. Faith becomes yaqeen and becomes something seen. So they would never talk like that, they talk whether angels, judgment day, books, prophets, all the realities they've seen it, they know it to be true. They've seen the angels, they've seen the prophets, they've seen Imam Mahdi salam, and they've seen qiyamah. So before the yaqeen of awliya, they walk and they can see what has been burnt already, because there's no time. Wherever is going to be destroyed their eyes already see it. It's not something that's going to come at a later day. Allah has already written this entire story and has already taken place. But this is based on the ishq and muhabbat of Sayyidina Muhammad inshaAllah. Salli alihi and sallim. Tomorrow inshaAllah we try to talk about it. That every word of the salawat, its huruf has an immense reality. Salli, alihi and sallim inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sayyidi, are the angels Harut and Marut physically seen by people who go to well, or do they see them spiritually?
No, they lost their spirituality. These are in human form, not dying and punished by being held upside down. So they enter into the well of Babel with all its fear and all of its guardings not to go, and they retrieve their black magic, and mainly in the breaking of families and breaking of what Allah asked to be kept whole. So this is a place of great deceit. That's why that battle took place where the two rivers meet, right? That's why Sayyidina Musa described, "I won't stop until where the two rivers meet." And they went to this place in Babel to get something else of a reality, and they went to the well of Babel. So this is an ancient land with ancient realities. It was not for what they said, it was to enter into that well and to retrieve its magic. Because when people lose their connection to the heavens, shaitan is there to compensate them and give them from what he has. Either you take from what Allah has and He sends from the manna and the quail from the heavens. When you refuse from the heavens, you take from the lower reality, and that's from shaitan. InshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
This was a comment on YouTube. As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi. I've already heard about the story of Harut and Marut told by other scholars. In this story there have always been some gaps for me, some unanswered questions. But the moment you covered the story my jaw dropped, because you covered all of my lifelong questions about these two angels. You are indeed a blessing for mankind, especially for this true path of Islam.
Allah bless you, thank you. Problem is the external people, they don't witness with their heart. So when somebody trying to talk about unseen and they don't know their name, their stories are very off. We said before they talk in ways that you can't imagine, what's this person even saying? When all your life is trained in the unseen, because the reaching to the world of light is is the difficulty of the path. And those who reach to the world of light, Allah has given them a hand in the world of form, because the world of form is lesser than the greater. The greater is the malakut, that which you don't see, because that has to do in the world of faith. So the people of faith, they can describe Islam because they have iman, and then if they went towards the oceans of ihsan, they can describe alam al-iman. But when somebody not in any of them and barely in Islam and they're trying to describe iman, you're talking about when we say iman means what? You're describing the world of light, amantu billahi wa malaikati wa kutubi wa rasuli. Do you know any of those? Do they know any of those? They saw any of those? They reached to any of those? No. So in alam al-Islam you're trying to describe the world of iman in which you don't see it, you don't sense it, you don't feel it, it's not faith for you. Then you're just sort of making an empty hypothesis. But those who went from Islam, went to iman, swimming in the oceans of maqam al-ihsan, they'll describe to you Islam, iman and maqam al-ihsan, because they witness it, their reality is within it and they can speak from it. So it should be like commonsensical. Somebody in a physical world trying to describe the world of light don't know anything, his descriptions are very off. But the one whom is already in the world of light, of course he describes everything in the physical, that's the less and the least and the lesser reality. And because they're in the world of light they describe everything in the world of light to the limit in which Allah has given. Each servant above everyone there's a different knower. So there's no complete knowledge but each has their own level and their own degree. That's why when we study from awliya and those whom been trained by awliyaullah, they walk in the malakut. So dunya is a very small reality for them, but many things can be explained of this dunya. That's why we said the unseen is more the reason why things are happening, but the people of physicality they don't see it, they're not waking up. They say, no, this is not here, this is like this, this like this. No, there's something happening. You have to know in the world of light what's going on. Why are the energies like this? Why are the sicknesses like this? Why are these technologies coming out? What does these technologies represent? When we said the jinn world would enter into this world, it's entering through these devices. So look at this like AI, this computer, no it's not AI, it's a jinn in there. Their computers, their devices, all of those are jinn, and those jinns are looking for a place to reside and to enslave mankind. And alhamdulillah Heavenly Kingdom have their own jinn to battle that and to bring the Heavenly Kingdom upon this earth. So but people of form they don't see it, they don't understand, they don't know how to interact with it. All they can make is ridiculously stupid comments on our videos, but you're on the internet too, Shaykh. Come on, you don't have a brain? We're on the internet to fight these devils. You think we would be scared of the internet? We're trying to teach you these devices, what they're trying to do, how it's trying to entrap you. If I teach you this is like a lobster or a scorpion and it keeps trying to bite you, the mere fact that I hold it doesn't mean, oh look you're holding scorpion too. No, but I know which side is going to bite you and what it's trying to do to you. And my responsibility or our responsibility is to teach you, it's dangerous, watch out for this, watch out for that. But you see some of the comments on our technology talks, oh I don't know what you're talking about, you're using it too. Yeah, we're using it too to educate people, of course we're using it. It's when you don't know what you're doing while you're doing something you're in the most danger, right? They educate you on how to drive a car, so look, this car has gas and a brake, so that you understand what's its danger, what's its potential and how it can be used for goodness, how it can be used for something bad, inshaAllah.
Assalamu alaikum, Sayyidi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sayyidi, why does it feel like our bad character is brought out and hidden aspects of ourself are brought to light during the first 10 days of Ramadan?
But the Ramadan is a holy month of seclusion. So as the devil is one voice is being tied up. The devil that blocks everything and doesn't let you to look at yourself, doesn't let you to recognize ourselves, is tied up now. So now it's just the soul and the nafs. And then it gives the chance for the soul to actually start talking to the nafs that, look, this is what you do, this is how you act, this is what you say. And we said that's why this is the month in which people try to achieve, try to excel, try to have remorse and sadness, why have I wasted my year, why have I wasted my life. And so many people come into Ramadan because of this immense mercy, and this is their time to come and take an accounting of themselves and their character. So this is a huge month of self-awareness and meditation. InshaAllah.
Assalamu alaikum, Sayyidi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
Ramadan Mubarak.
Ramadan Mubarak.
What is the reality of deeds getting multiplied during the holy month of Ramadan?
The reality of deeds getting multiplied? That this the month in which Allah is giving gifts with no account. So the fasting is multiplying it, the nation is multiplying it, and as we're entering into the Qadr nights at the end of Ramadan, then the Qadr realities are multiplying it by 30,000 in every action. And we have talks on that reality, that if we keep the company of Qadri shaykhs, that they've been dressed by that Qadr, that their whole life is salamun hiya hatta mitla al-fajr, that at every moment Allah is dressing them from their Laylatul Qadr. Because when Allah give a gift, He doesn't take it away. So these shaykhs whom they reach to this Qadr, to this Qudra, which is the power from the heart of Prophet, because Qadr and Qudra it comes from qalb, and the qalb al-mu'min is Baytullah, is Sayyidina Muhammad. So when they reach to that power ocean, then they are continuously in the dress of that power ocean. So every day is like a 30,000 tajalli. And that's why we say that when you eat with them, drink with them, pray with them, support them, everything at every day, at every time is multiplied by 30,000. That's why Allah gives, their life is like a salamun hiya hatta mitla fajr, 1,000 months. Every day, every day, every day. So this is the immense blessings of tariqah and the immense blessings of when Allah guides somebody. That's why we said that this is such an immense blessing, and all you can see from dunya people are those immensely negative comments that just unbelievable that people would think like that. That you're trying to warn people and they come out with like a satire, oh why are you using it? Because this is an immense mercy from Divinely Presence to be trained and educated on everything that's dangerous, so that to traverse this reality. Like a life filled with landmines, and everywhere you step is going to be a difficulty. God's mercy is to send servants to teach us, well you step there is going to be bad, you step there is going to be bad. How to traverse this life through all of its hardships and difficulties, so that there's a level of success to reach to the presence of Sayyidina Muhammad inshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaikum salam wa rahmatullah.
You had mentioned that some other angels were also cast down with Azazil. How did they change when they were cast out, and how do they help him misguide humanity?
How did they what?
Misguide humanity.
Yeah, anything that was contaminated by Azazil, when he was cast down. So this was their punishment, to be cast down because they've been tainted from arrogance. So we gave the talk is that not everything that comes to you is just a drink for you to lovingly take. It comes in a vessel, in a vehicle, in a glass. If the glass is poisonous, then whatever's within it will poison the servant. That's why we say you don't go here and there and say, oh but they're just saying this and they're talking these hadiths. No, but that glass is poisonous. When that person talks, you're being contaminated from very bad realities. And this is what was happening with the angels, they were listening. And as a result they were gaining the same characteristic, and that's when they asked that, why is he the Khalifa? Is not going to make much bloodshed? I mean, astaghfirullah, who could answer like that to the Divinely Presence? So this was a sign of being tainted, and as a result Allah ordered immediately bow down and showed the Adamic realities, and Azazil then didn't bow down, and those from with him didn't and cast out. And that became their punishment upon the earth. More than that we don't know. But they spread great mischief on this earth. InshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
Sayyidi, as this is the month of Laylatul Qadr, what is the reality of 2 in the secrets of 27 and its reflection of 72?
Thabibul Ishreen. It's in Grand Shaykh's dua, and the 2 has to do with the Bahr Qudra. So this from the ilm huruf and the realities of the 9 points, that 1 for Allah and 2 for the light of Muhammadun Rasulullah. That the oneness of La ilaha illallah, the Shaykh at position 1, responsibility out of the 9 sultans to teach the haqqaiqs of La ilaha illallah. The Shaykh at position 2 that inspires the students is the realities of Muhammad Rasulullah, which is the reflection of the One, and that everything is coming from that. So La ilaha illallah continuously reflects to Muhammadun Rasulullah, and everything is blossoming from that reality and from that immense ocean of power. InshaAllah. That on dunya we use the gate of 27 to reach, and everything is a mirror reflection. So 27 on this earth is because the earth is just a reflection of the reality, it's really written 72 up there. So we enter through 72. But here is 27. So 72 was Shabban. So means that has an immense reality, that we're entering in to the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad, and that gate has to do with the immense realities of Prophet and the kingdom. So this is why that all these holy nights they have a 27, the gate on this earth is the 27. The 27 is the reflection of the kingdom. So the 27th surah is about the kingdom of the heavens. Inna huwa Sulaiman wa inna huwa Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Means that's when we teach on the surah 27 about the kingdom of Sayyidina Sulaiman. That was a reflection of a heavenly kingdom, Because Prophet very humble, not wanting to show that example on dunya from himself, it was shown through Sayyidina Sulaiman. So when anyone has again that's these people are like they don't read the Qur'an. They say, oh who gave the proof of the cats and these animals, what's this guy talking about these cats can do like this? I said, well have you never read Sayyidina the 27th surah? That what Sayyidina Sulaiman was experienced, how the hoopy bird, and he knew that out of all these thousands of creatures he knows one bird is missing, the ants are speaking to him. Allah is showing that when a servant has power, this entire earth is subjected to him. That he had power to control the ifrit, he had power to command the angels, the jinn, he had power all over all creatures by a ring from the presence of Prophet is the knowledge of awliya, the sunnah. But it goes to teach that how the servants of Allah have a connection with this creation, that they can hear the talking of an ant. So this must be a very small, a huge example of a small creature. So you don't think they hear the whispers of a cat? And then understand the reality of what the animal kingdom has been given by Allah. So how does the dolphin and the whales, how do they communicate with echocardiogram when we just recently got those technologies that the medical devices use? They send out sonar and they send out waves and frequencies. So it means this is the immensity of the kingdom, and that everything is used by Sayyidina Sulaiman to build the kingdom on earth. All of that for us to think, what do you think the power of Sayyidina Muhammad is, in which he didn't want to show at all any type of miracles like this or any type of reality. But the Prophets of Bani Israel are nowhere in comparison to the reality of Sayyidina Muhammad. So it means this is an immense reality, and this why it's such an important understanding that the servants that inherit from the kingdom of Sayyidina Muhammad, you don't think there's servants on this earth that hear the ant, that can hear the dhikr of fishes, that can hear the dhikr of the cat, that can hear the dhikr of all these creatures and understand its hikmah and its wisdom and its purpose. That Sayyidina Sulaiman we said before, what was the spiritual healing? There was no spiritual healing like we have now where people are guessing and thinking, what's this, what's that. They merely go out and the plants tell them what they're used for, why Allah created them. Everything has a dhikr and has a voice, we don't hear it. Every plant and every creature can speak to the servant of Allah through its energy and convey its purpose and its reality. But we don't have ears to hear and we don't have a heart to understand. And Allah says, Yusabbihu wa bihamdi, for verily everything is praising me but you don't have ears to hear it, and only the people of tafakkur will understand this verse. But now everybody's material, so they make very bad comments on posts, and I think they make the bad comments because they're so aggravated and agitated that they never achieved anything with their heart. So Islam became superficial, something physical to do. But Islam has the keys of the heavens, and anyone whom has keys of the heavens can open all the doors on earth. InshaAllah.
As-salamu alaykum Sayyidi.
Wa alaykum salam wa rahmatullah.
See, this question comes, can the power of the five senses be unlocked only after extensive spiritual practices, or is it possible for some people to possess these abilities without engaging in any spiritual discipline?
Put it this way, that if somebody on the path of truth has something that began to open and they come towards Naqshbandiya, Naqshbandiya will seal it, close it, train them before they give them permission to use it. So this is the way of haqqaiq, because these senses are dangerous when not trained. So if somebody destined to and something happened in their life that they can hear, when they can hear they're not trained, well who are they hearing? Imagine your microphone on your ears are open, they're supposed to be closed. So you go around and you start to hear horrific whispers of shaitan, horrific, very violent, very bad whisperings. Because now the devils are close to the person whom they know this person, their senses are open. Then imagine the servant not been trained, so like a video game. You go through all the 10 levels and you get all these potions and abilities. Why? So at the 12th level when the creature comes out you can fight it. Well, Allah's any different? You should have been training every year, so when the creature comes out you're trained, not that you're eaten by them. So imagine now you can see, you don't know why you can see, and then things look at you that you can see us and they start to eat you. They'll come after you, ravage you until you throw yourself from a building. They don't give up, they don't stop. They say, this person sees us and they don't want to be seen. You can see everything they're doing. So you should have been a trained individual with what training? Your madad, that your shaykhs immediately come and you're able to fight something that is trying to now come after you. So this is the way of truth, that if Allah wants to open the servant they have to have been trained and that their shaykhs have accompanied them, they certified this one knows how to call upon us. Whatever opens for them should be of a they're ready. So then that's a certified person that now has been trained and is ready. So you can see why that has to happen. So people whom think they have an opening but not guided towards how to direct themselves, how to protect themselves, how to make their connections are in dangerous conditions. That's why then they will be leaded or guided towards tariqas to practice, make your connection, make everything. Then there are others whom tried to open themselves, where they did things, read things, breathed things, read something inappropriate from a dark side, from a bad side. They got boards and Ouijas and all sorts of callings and summoningsings, and God forbid you can't get rid of that guy. The demon has come and he's now attached himself to somebody and they begin to see and horrific things and experience different things, and a demon is playing with them or a nefarious jinn is playing with them and has attached themselves to an individual. That's not something we're talking about, that's not what you want to see, that's not what you want to breathe, that's not what you want to see or to hear. This is a high level sort of secured connection through the heavens, in which you come, you meditate, contemplate, bring down bad character, bring down your nafs, increase the love of Prophet and make sure you have a super strong connection with the shaykhs. And at that time then you see you become certified, they give you more and more keys until your heart is understanding the realities and witnessing. So which would you rather be? The one whom has no training and seeing, or the one who deals with different nefarious jinns and becomes psychotic and enters into psychosis and schizophrenia and every type of mental disorder, and that becomes very, very dangerous, inshaAllah. Subhana rabbika rabbil izzati amma yasifun wa salaamun al mursaleen walhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati Muhammadin Mustafa Bassir Surat al-Fatiha. As-salamu alaykum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. This is Shaykh Nurjan. Thank you for watching the video that you're watching. InshaAllah, if you're happy with the content and happy with these programs, please support the button below, the programs that we have for our orphanage repairs, our water well, Give the Gift of Life, our mobile food vans. We have now 5 vans: Vancouver, Chicago, Los Angeles, Pakistan. There's many programs that reach thousands of people
and rescue foods and give those supplies to people in need. Your support is greatly appreciated. Also, be so kind as to leave loving comments and please share the stream. Every bit counts. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.